Welcome back to Rudy's 1/6 World for another First Thoughts video, and today we're waking up to a whole bunch of announcements from Hot Toys. So to start things off, we'll be taking a look at the Amazing Spider-Man and the Lizard Diorama base. Off the bat, it's a little bit of an interesting release as the Andrew Spidey is being offered independent of the base, and the Spider-Man is being offered under the Amazing Spider-Man 2 license, while the base is being offered under the No Way Home license. I think this is the first time that I've seen Hot Toys offer a diorama base by itself. So it's just an interesting approach, and I'm sure there's some kind of cost reason behind it. But it's an exciting release nevertheless, and because both do go together, I'll cover both together. So let's jump right into the figure and start by taking a look at his accessories. And he comes with a hexagonal base with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 logo and one of the flexible flight poles, which lets you attain maximum posability. He also comes with a ton of interchangeable hands, which is to be expected with a Spidey figure, and a lot of web attachments. But best of all, he comes with a masked sculpt and an unmasked Andrew Garfield sculpt, which is definitely the highlight. Now let's look at the base and what the base comes with. And I should note, I love diorama bases. I think they really elevate figures when you have them and when they're done right. And this one looks amazing with the sculpted lizard in a really dynamic pose coming out of the rubble. The base also has some nice yellow electric effects all around, which really add to the flair. He also comes with an accessory for the figure, which is interesting, which is the Cure Serum from No Way Home. So that's a really nice accessory to pose with your Andrew Spidey. So again, really both pieces do go together. Now, let's take a look at the Spidey suit, and what else can I say? It looks great. The suit, just like in the movie, has a combined fabric element with nice web detailing for the red portions of the suit, as well as a leather-like lining for the blue portions. And I do like that there's a texture and pattern to the blue instead of just like a solid piece. And obviously the red looks great with the raised web detailing and the large Amazing Spider-Man logo on his chest. Now, he does seem to have a seam around his neck, which I think is to allow for the sculpts to be exchanged, but overall looks great. I don't think it detracts from the figure, and I think it is a good upgrade from the original, which, full disclosure, I do not own. I should also note, in typical Spidey sense, he comes with, he has the ability to achieve extreme posability, so I think that's a key for a figure like this. And the only question that always comes up is, what is the durability of the suit under that type of posing? So I think, unfortunately for that, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, turning to the sculpts, and let's start with the mask. I think it looks amazing, and I think the key to his mask sculpt are the eyes. The Amazing Spider-Man version had these really big reflective eyes, very reminiscent of his look in the comics. And I like how he has all these dots within the white, creating the bug-like eyepiece, so just looks perfect. Now, for the unmasked sculpt, I think it's really good, but there's something a little bit off about it, and I can't quite put my finger on what that is. And again, don't think I'm knocking it, because I'm not. I think the hair sculpt and texture looks great, the face texturing and the paint apps all look top-notch, and you can tell it's Andrew Garfield. It's just not 100%, but still really well done. Again, I'm just not sure what's off, but there's just something that's a little bit off there. And now, let's segue into the diorama base. And wow, first of all, it's huge. I think the sculpt work on the lizard and the texturing look great. The paint application too, and obviously I mentioned before, the dynamic pose that they went with is so interesting and really brings the base to life. So for me, I think this is a must get to go with the figure. The thing is, I think I would want to display my Spidey with his mask on to get him onto some of those really great poses that are being showcased here. I think with the diorama base, you really get a great set piece. And more importantly, I think it'll go along really well with the advanced suit Tom Holland Deluxe with the diorama base as well, which I do have on pre-order. Going back to the base, looks incredible. I like the rubble, the debris all around him, including the rusted beams, and I do like the electro effects. Hot Toys is definitely making an effort to have the entire line feel cohesive. It would have been nice to see those effects light up, but they aren't big elements, so that might have been difficult to achieve. So overall thoughts, this is a must-buy for me. I think the release of this figure and the base is a little strange in terms of the strategy, but it's nice that we're getting the options. For me, the base is a must-get because I think it'll go well with the other figures in the collection, and I think it'll elevate the figure a little bit. And now I'm convinced that we're going to get a similar release for the Tobey Maguire Spidey with some kind of Sandman themed base. So we essentially get all the villains in some form or another, and that would make the display of the 3 Spideys, plus Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro look incredible. I do hope we get the final look Goblin from the movie as a separate figure, as I think he'd be essential for that final Statue of Liberty fight display. I do have the third-party Lizard figure on order, and based on this, I think I'll keep him just because the space pretty much means we're not going to get a full Lizard figure from Hot Toys, which I wasn't expecting. So I'll be happy with the diorama and the figure. So what do you think? Are you happy with the release? Fingers crossed this means we get a Toby announcement soon. Let me know what you think and what you think is coming next from Hot Toys. And if you're enjoying the content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll touch base on the next video.